I always loved making things as a child, so it was kind of a natural progression for me to grow up to make things. I love beautiful fabrics and handwork and putting it all together. And I suppose the best thing is when I create something that's just perfect for the person that's wearing it, so that they just feel wonderful on their wedding day. For me, probably even just seeing the wedding photos, I just love seeing the finished product. But yeah, the final fitting, when they don't want to take the gown off, that's always a good sign.
You've been in the industry now for 21 years. How do you think it's changed over that time from when you first started?
I feel like brides are getting a bit younger. I think this generation that's come through now, they're quite traditional in one way, but they are happy to go for colour or do things their own way in another way. So they do take all the traditions, but they add their own little bit of spice, if you like. They don't necessarily have to follow rules.
What are some of the big trends you're seeing at the moment in bridal fashion?
Well, I have done a lot of colour. I did 2 red wedding gowns at the end of last year, and I've just completed a couple of floral gowns, a lot of latte and nude with lace. That's been very popular.
On the flip side of that, what are the trends you never want to see again?
Not a big fan of the mini skirt. It's a bridal gown. I know it becomes trendy at moments. There was times when I first started, maybe 25 years ago, people thought they were rock stars. My advice to girls is just to keep it classical, because when you look back at your wedding photos in 20 or 30 years, you don't want to think, oh my God, what was I thinking?
When we kind of speak to brides, a lot of them don't really understand, I guess, the couture process or what that involves. Can you shed a little bit of light on what a bride can expect when they buy a couture gown?
Well, when someone comes to see me, they try a lot of different styles on. They might have some pictures of things that they like, which is great help for me, because it just gives me an idea about what they think they would like to wear, but I can then guide them in the right direction and, you know, show them what suits their colouring, what suits their figure shape, draw up some ideas, and then we look at fabrics and then I quote them. And sometimes they're not 100% sure, but we're on the right track, so we can create it as we go along. So we start with just a pattern or a toile and we fit that to the client. So we're basically drawing the neckline onto their figure, we're drawing the underarm, everything's done on the body, so you can see as you go along what you're going to get. There's no surprises. My advice to girls is to ask lots of questions. I think that people get quite a shock if they buy a off-the-rack gown and then they pay their deposit and then they find out they've got to pay $1,000 to alter it. So when we give you a quote for a gown here, it includes it leaving here fitting you perfectly. So that's the difference with a couturier. Top tips I have would be give yourself plenty of time, because I think it's more relaxing. Maybe not 2 years, but you know, at least 10 months a year you should be looking for your gown, if it's possible. But I think overall, don't stress over the little things. You've really got to enjoy the moment, because it comes and goes so quickly.